This is the Aviat Murli of the 14th of May 2023. The original date is the 5th of December 1994. The need of the present time is for you to create an atmosphere of an attitude of unlimited disinterest. Today, Baba, the ocean of love, is seeing his loving children who are merged in love. This godly love is not attained by anyone except you children. All of you have this special attainment. All of you children have attainment, but the first stage is simply to have attainment, and the second stage is to be absorbed in the experience of the attainment. The first aspect is that all of you say, with the intoxication of having attained something, that you have received the Father's love. You have found the Father, that is, you have received love. The sound that emerges from everyone's lips is, my Baba. Everyone has the first stage of attainment, but it is number-wise, in being constantly lost in that experience. Those who remain absorbed in godly love cannot be separated from this love. The sparkle and intoxication and rays of experience of souls who are absorbed in godly love are so powerful that, let alone someone coming close to them, they don't even have the courage to raise their eyes to look at them, even from a distance. If you constantly have this experience, you would not have to make any type of effort. At present, you have to battle to try and have yoga. You sit for yoga, but because you are not absorbed in that experience, there is sometimes yoga and there is sometimes a battle. I belong to the Father. You have to bring this into your awareness again and again. It is because you have forgotten it that you have to bring it into your awareness again and again. So the battle between yes and no, or between remembering and forgetting, does not allow you to experience the stage of being absorbed in love. So at the present time, you children have to battle and make effort. There are a lot of battles between the wasteful and the powerful. In some children, the sanskar of seeing waste has become their natural nature. Some have developed such a natural nature of listening to and speaking or thinking about wasteful things that they do not even realize that they are doing it. Even if someone gives them a signal, because their sense is that of Maya, they consider themselves to be very sensible. Either their sense is Maya's or they develop carelessness. This happens all the time. This continues all the time. Maya's sense makes them consider themselves to be right, even when they are wrong. So because it is Maya's sense, they would think that there is no one else who is as knowledgeable or as yogi or as much of a server as themselves. Why? Because at that time the shadow of Maya influences their minds and intellects in such a way that they are not able to decide anything accurately. The sense of being Mayavi yogis, yogis under the influence of Maya, and Mayavi Gyanis, having knowledge influenced by Maya, makes them move away from godly sense. In fact, even Maya's sense of understanding is no less. Those who have yoga with Maya are also unshakable and constant yogis. Therefore, they're not able to understand the difference. All of you know the intoxication of the words spoken at that time, do you not? It is such great intoxication. This is why Bapdada constantly tells you children to remain merged in the ocean of the experiences of attainment. To merge in the ocean means first to be an embodiment of all unlimited attainments, the same as an ocean, and then come into action. Bapdada checked the chart of the children everywhere. What did Baba see? According to the closeness of time, it is essential for you to create an atmosphere of the attitude of your unlimited disinterest in a practical way. You speak of unlimited disinterest. You extract many points. You also give good lectures. All of you have these points, do you not? The majority of you has passed in speaking and thinking of the points. If you were to give ready-made lectures to these little Kumaris, they would be able to do it. The easy meaning of having a correct attitude of disinterest is, even whilst coming into connection with souls, whilst using the facilities, or whilst receiving the fortune of being a chancellor in getting a chance to do service, when coming into connection with everyone, let there be the balance of being loving to the same extent as you are detached. However, what happens instead? Sometimes the percentage of being detached increases, and sometimes the percentage of being loving increases. To be loving means to have the feeling of being an instrument and being humble. However, instead of this, you have the consciousness of mine. This is my task. This is my place. I have received all these facilities according to my fortune. I have accumulated these facilities and brought this place, this service and service companions to this place with so much effort. Students are also companions. These are mine. Is there no value given to the effort I have made? Is there a difference between the feeling of being an instrument and having the consciousness of mine, or are they the same? This consciousness of mine has increased in a royal form. Bapdada hears a great deal of such royal language and royal thoughts of the consciousness of mine in heart-to-heart conversations. They come and talk sweetly to Bapdada and the instrument souls with a lot of love. Baba, only you can help me in this. What do you think? Is this not my task? Is this not my responsibility? Should I not receive my right? You become very clever at giving knowledge to the Father. Bapdada continues to smile. You are instruments. Whatever I receive, however I receive it, wherever you make us sit, whatever food you give us, whatever you make us do, we will do only that. This is the first promise of everyone. You made this promise, did you not? Is this a promise, or is it just in terms of eating and drinking? Disinterest in the consciousness of mine is unlimited disinterest. New types of consciousness of mine are emerging even more. At present, Maya is casting a shadow of new types of consciousness of mine. This is why the closeness of time is not being revealed. Whether they are Jnani or Ajnani, both say that the situations of the world are very bad. How much longer can this world continue? How can it continue? Nevertheless, the world is still continuing. The foundation of the closeness of time is an unlimited attitude of disinterest. Bapdada checked and saw that rather than you having an attitude of unlimited disinterest, the expansion of new types of small and big attachments is very big. This expansion has hidden the essence. So do you understand what you now have to do? These attachments seem to be very tasty. You have tasted them once or twice, so this taste pulls you. You are doing service, which is very good, but also check whether you have the feeling of being an instrument or whether you have any feeling of attachment. Instead of Baba, Baba, you do not say mine, mine, do you? You want to accept it as yours, but it becomes mine instead. So what will you do now? Do you prefer to have the consciousness of mine, mine? Bapdada also told you earlier that you make a very big mistake, and whilst moving along you make this mistake. You do not wish to make it, but you still make it. What is this mistake? For others you become judges, whereas for yourselves you become your own lawyers. You should become your own judge, but you become the judge of others instead. This one should not do this. This one should change. Whereas you yourself, you say, this is absolutely right. Whatever I am telling you is right. This one is like this and that one is like that. Lawyers also prove the truth to be false and what is false to be the truth. And no one knows as much as lawyers do how to give evidence. You have to be your own judge. You make this mistake. To make remarks about others is very easy. However, you have to transform yourself. The slogan is world transformation through self-transformation. First is oneself. Did you hear what chart Baba saw? Bapdada also continues to smile, seeing the ways of Maya. Maya is so clever. She even makes master authority souls belong to her. So what do you want now? You must create an atmosphere of an attitude of unlimited disinterest. Just as you create an atmosphere for service, you create programs. Let this attitude not just be intellectual, but it should be in your hearts too. It is in everyone's intellect that it should be like this, that they should do this. But there is now a need to create this wave in your hearts. Do you understand? Did you all understand this clearly? Or is it that you have understood it now, but after you get up from here you will think, now, how can this be possible? It is difficult to do this. It is easy to listen to this. It is easy to speak of it, but difficult to do it. So you would not now say this, would you? Because of love you have come here, and Bapdada has also come here. Look at how much power there is in love. Love brings the Avyat into the Vyat. It brought all of you to Madhaban. Out of love, all of you arrived here comfortably, have you not? What brought you? Was it the trains that brought you, or love that brought you? Where there is love, effort is not felt to be effort. Difficulties are not felt to be difficulties. If instead of these 3 square feet you were to receive only 2 square feet, what would you feel? That is even more elevated than the beds of the Golden Age. Are all of you living comfortably, or are you living here out of compulsion? What can we do? We have to stay here. On the path of devotion, they make so much effort simply to be able to place their feet somewhere. Okay, you may not get 3 square feet for sleeping. At least you have 2 square feet. You had said, even if you give us a place at your feet, we would accept it. However, instead of placing you at his feet, Bapdada has made you into the queens of the floor, Patrani. Even so, you are in the courtyard of Madhaban. No matter where in Madhaban you sleep, it is still in the courtyard of Madhaban. You never even dreamt that you would ever receive a right to come so close to the Father. So all of you are happy, are you not? So if instead of 2 square feet you were to receive 1 square foot, would you be happy? You would sleep while sitting. Some sleep well when sitting. When they go to bed, they cannot sleep. The moment they sit for yoga, they start to fall asleep. If you have to have continuous tapasya for 5 days, are you all ready? Would it be okay if you didn't receive any food? Or do you think that this will not actually happen? In fact, you receive here in Madhaban even things that you do not get to eat in your homes. However, you have to remain ever ready. If you receive it, it is good, and if you do not receive it, it is very, very good. Because everyone receives Dogtush Toli at Amrit Vela, and throughout the day you receive the nourishment of happiness. So you can continue in this way, can you not? We shall have a trial of this too. Acha. To the most elevated, fortunate souls everywhere, to the elevated souls who are constantly merged in the experiences of all attainments, to the close souls who intensify their powers of discrimination and decision-making, to the instrument souls who are constantly powerful and who make others powerful, to the souls who are worthy of receiving blessings by having a balance of being loving and detached. So love, remembrance and namaste from Bapdada. Baba speaking to the teachers. Just as the teachers have the title of teachers, so you teachers too should especially remain extra tight and strict in creating an atmosphere of an attitude of unlimited disinterest. Do not become loose in this, because the atmosphere of instrument teachers reaches many others. Therefore, just as you became obedient in bringing about transformation, so you teachers now have to perform this wonder. You made one lesson firm, that of being obedient in saying Haji, but now make the second lesson of an attitude of unlimited disinterest firm, because you are instruments. So instrument souls can be humble and carry out the task of renewal very easily. This year is now ending. Bapdada will now see the sparkle of this newness in the new year. You did service, you opened centres, you brought about a lot of expansion. IPs came, VIPs came. This continues to happen, but an attitude of unlimited disinterest in doing service will bring many souls even closer. Serving through words brings them into connection with you, and serving them through an atmosphere created by your attitude will bring them close. Do you understand? Bapdada sees the chart, does he not? You are instruments for doing service. This elevated fortune is not a small thing. This too is a special inheritance. You have to claim a right to the fortune of this special inheritance. Do you understand? Acha. Papa speaking to the double foreigners who've come from all places. Double foreigners are clever. It is like sending ambassadors from each country. It is good. It is an international Brahmin family. The speciality of double foreigners is that they constantly hold hands and have constant company. It is the foreigner's fashion to hold hands, but in whose hands are you at present? In the Father's hands. You are those who constantly have your hand in Baba's hand and move forward. The hand is Srimat, so let the hand of Srimat constantly be in your hand. Is this firm? Or do you sometimes get tired, so let go of it? Do you ever let go of the hand? What if Maya makes you let go of it? You don't let go of it, do you? You don't let go of it for a short time, do you? So you are those who constantly stay in the company and those who constantly keep hold of the hand of Srimat. Those whose companion is the Father, those who have their hand in the Father's hand, are constantly free from worries and are carefree emperors. So are you carefree emperors, or emperors who have worries? You are carefree because the hand and the company are both strong. Is this right? Those from Nairobi have the hand and the company very firmly, do they not? If countless people of the world were to try to make you let go of the hand, would you let go of it? Those countless people are powerless, and you alone are a Master Almighty Authority. Therefore the double foreigners have the intoxication that they have the extra hand and the company of Bapdada. They have a lift. Acha. Blessing. May you be knowledgeable in the deep philosophy of karma and keep your register flawless with the blessing of receiving a divine intellect. As soon as every Brahmin child takes birth, he receives the blessing of having a divine intellect. Only when there isn't any type of influence of any problem, any company, or of your own dictates on your divine intellect, can your register remain flawless. However, if your intellect does not work at the right time, there can be a stain on your register. This is why it is said that the philosophy of karma is very deep. People of the world repent their actions at every step, whereas you children who are knowledgeable about karma never have to repent for your actions. You would say, "Wow, my elevated actions." Slogan: only with the deep inculcation of purity can you experience supersensuous joy. Om Shanti.